Hi, good morning. I'm Joy Relos and this is my body seminar. So first of all, physical training is important for actors. Like Dipner Calorie says, physical training is a process leading to a creative freedom rather than a prescriptive set of techniques. Its purpose is to enable actors to become more transformable and more expressive. So, which means like, if an actor has poor physical training, they won't be able to move as much on stage or in rehearsals, and they won't be able to create characters as well as they could if they were physically trained good. We've been working on 4 things. So we've been working on stamina, flexibility, fluidity, and balance. My starting point on all 4 is for my flexibility. It's good overall. My lower half is very good. Like I can move around and bend in different places. But my upper half is a bit, it's terrible because I've had problems with my back since I can remember, and so it kind of stops me doing some stuff that you may be able to do. So for example, I can't bend my back too much, or else it will start hurting my neck and my spine and everything. Flexibility. So to keep my flexibility, I stretch a lot. So sometimes before bed, I stretch some stretches like leg stretches, and I do the arm back thing, and just the roll down and everything. My balance is not very good. My starting point anyway wasn't very good. We did an exercise where we had to hold on to a partner and then just swing our legs, and I kept stumbling everywhere and it was terrible. My stamina, very bad. Used to be very bad because I'm a smoker, so it kind of not good. And I know this because when we do games in class, I end up having it very bad. Breathing, that's one. Yeah, so, and I would have to take a breather for like 2 minutes before I can get back up and join the game again. And my fluidity, very, very terrible, used to be. Terrible. Since last year we've been doing the spiral down and I've never been able to do it. I think it's because I have trouble just thinking about it. Yeah, so I can't do that, I couldn't do that. The aspect of physical movement I've been training on to focusing this year is my stamina. So what I've been doing is swimming 2 to 3 times a week. On this website I saw swimming, the controlled breathing of strokes helps increase lung capacity, so which means that you'll be able to have good stamina, better stamina. Yeah, so I would go swimming 2 to 3 times a week, maybe 30 to 45 minutes at a time. And then what I'll do is I'll do the front crawl, which gets me the full body workout. And then I'll do a breaststroke, and which actually helped my back a little bit. Apart from my neck, because I have to go put my head over the water. But my back is better because of it. And then sometimes I would do a backstroke. No, backwards. Yeah, backward swimming. And yeah, so what I would do in that 30 minutes is at the start I would do four lengths. Well, 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 and back. And then yeah. And then what I would do for the first going from one end to the other, I'd do a breaststroke, and then on the way back I'd do a front crawl, that's one. And then I'd repeat that twice, and then I would do some back swimming, and then I would repeat it. I'd have a rest, and then carry on. Like I'd do that about 4 times each. And then the improvements I've seen so far is that the first time I swam, I couldn't even get from one end to the other. I'd have to stop in the middle, or maybe even before that, which was absolutely terrible. Yeah, but now I can do 4 lengths with only having to go and then carry on at the end. So I can tell that it's definitely working, and I got my body used to it, and now before I think I was doing it wrong, but now I've learned how to do it right, and I can actually feel my muscles growing, especially with the breaststroke. Before I used to just go in the water, but now I can feel it here, and especially my legs, I kick more rather than going. Anyway. And in class, we've done a few games, and I can actually run more without dying. So, which is good, and I would only need a couple sips of water rather than before I would have to drink the whole bottle. Yeah, so what challenged me is the fact that I think too much, especially with the spiraling down. When I think about it, like right now, I don't know how to do it right now. But I think if I just walk and then I can kind of just do it. Yeah. So I guess I managed to do it like once or twice without thinking. But then when we do it in class, like, oh no, I have to spiral. So I managed to do it not in class because I didn't have to think about it. The most important discovery I made was that I actually managed to keep up swimming, because I'm really bad at keeping my exercises. Like, I've tried so many times, went to the gym, I tried to do morning routines, bed routines, and I couldn't do it. But every swimming, I've been swimming weekly now, and it's improved my stamina and my strength. And I never thought I could do that. And I found it really fun to do the exercising in this way. I think it's because I put my mind to it that I have to exercise rather than, oh, I'm going swimming, it's going to be fun, kind of thing. So my next step is that I'm going to try and maintain that swimming, and I think I can, and maybe add more HIIT training, high intensity interval training. I've done it a couple times, and it did work. It did work. I could, even for the first or second time I did it, I saw the improvement, and like if you can feel it hurting, it means it's working. So that's what I thought. It works. Yeah, and another thing is that we've been looking at psychological gestures by Michael Chekhov. In Mala Power's words, psychological gesture is a movement that embodies the psychology and objective of a character using the actor's entire body and execute with the utmost intensity. It gives the actor the basic structure of the character and at the same time can put the actor into various moods required by the script. So it means like psychological gesture is creating a feeling rather than using Stanislavski's method acting, going back into your previous experience and just messing your brain up. So if you could all stand up, and if you don't mind doing an exercise with me, I'll do some exercises. So for the first one in class, we imagined that we had a thimble on our nose. So if you walk around the room and then just actually first of all, walk around the room as you would, like normally, and then imagine that thimble on the nose. Just imagine that, and then what does that make you feel? So when we did this in class, I felt like I was a bit nosy, like what are you doing? What are you doing here? Ooh, kind of thing. So what does everyone else do?
Like have blocked nose.
blocked nose. Yeah, so using these exercises, so I didn't have to look back into my previous experience on how how nosy I was before. So it's just me thinking about, oh, I have a pimple on my nose. Oh, that makes me nosy. Okay. Okay. The next one is, imagine you have a big red light on your cheek, either one. Okay, and just keep walking away. Okay. So what I feel is that when I have this big red light on my cheek, I feel like I'm backing away. So it kind of makes me feel uneasy. I don't know if that's the same as you guys.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, because there's just this annoying big red light on my cheek, and it's just like, oh god. It's like when you see something cringy and you're like, oh my god. Okay. Now imagine you have massive back ears. And just keep walking around. So what this made me feel is it made me feel a bit cautious, because I've got this massive thing in my inside of my head, and I don't want to hit anyone with it. So yeah. Diamond teeth. Imagine you have diamond teeth, and you. What I feel here is I feel very mischievous, because I'm just showing off my teeth like as if I've done something wrong, and I don't want to tell anyone. But it's completely different to. Yours might be different to mine, you know. Now imagine you've got a stiletto nose. So it's not just a little thimble. You've got a pointy stiletto nose in front of you. So it's just like. And what this made me feel is it made me feel up myself, because I thought I've got stiletto nose. When you see people in stilettos, you think they're all powerful and stuff, just, you know. And of course you've got this pointy thing on your nose, so it's like, oh, I'm watching over everyone. So that's how I feel. And then, now imagine you've got knife fingers. So how do you feel? What I felt was that I felt really dangerous, because I have these things on my fingers and I don't want to touch them, and it makes me feel like I want to get away from everyone. So it's a good character building, especially if you're playing a character who's dangerous. Just that. And lastly, imagine you have a blue light on top of your peripheral vision. Peripheral? Up here, yeah. So you can see it, but every time you look, oh sorry, no. That's all right. Every time you look, it just moves with you, and you're like, what is that? Like, you just see a blue light, and you don't know what it is. It's just there. So. So what this made me feel is a bit annoying, because there's this thing in my peripheral, and I can't see what it is. But again, this could be different to you. Like Holly, she looks very happy about it, compared to me, who's a bit peeved off because of it. Yeah. So, if we could all stop. So the psychological gesture helps the character and to create a character without using method acting. Okay, now what I'm going to do with you is an exercise or some stretching that I've done for my legs and my back to help it. So if find this space. Okay. No, you can sit down. Sit down. We'll start on the legs. Okay. So what I do is I spread my legs. This is the first thing I would do, but it could be different to what you do. And then I just try and reach as far as I can with my foot, with my arm. And then it gives me the stretch on my back as well. And you know, I've got problems with my back, so it helps me do that with my lower back. And what I do is I normally keep it there for about 8 seconds while still breathing. Breathing is really important for me and for everyone. Yeah. Yes. And I would switch and do the same, and I can feel it on my lower back there. And then what I do is I would crawl, but keep my feet straight, and then see how far I can go. And I always remember how to breathe. Remember to breathe. And then I would roll back down. And I would do that because it helps my back, so I would do that about 4 times. That's what I would do. And another one is that I would put my feet together and then kind of do the same. And it stretches the different parts of my thighs. Do that. And see how far I can go, and then go. And I would remember to breathe again. And does it? Yeah, it helps me. And if you could all stand up, this is my favorite. Especially, I could do this anytime. Like this morning, my back was hurting this morning so much. So I do the roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae. So you start from the neck, and then I could already feel the tension on my neck. So I do it really slowly, and then I can feel every pain in my back. And then what I like about this is because it stretches my back, and then when I get to a certain point, I kind of just wiggle my back and my bum, and then it stretches my back more, and I can feel every pain. And then I would go back up, leaving the head last. And I would repeat that a few more times because, especially this morning, my shoulders, and I would do this as well, actually. I do this quite a lot. So yeah, that's some of the stretches I do. Yeah, thank you very much for listening and doing the exercises with me. Thank you.
Thank you.